Hey guys, my name is Neil, and in this webinar I'm going to be talking to you about the 6 main original Bionicles. So, as you see here, Bionicles. And that's going to be the main topic of our conversation. So, to get started, I'm going to bring over here Tahu, not tofu. Jesus. Yeah, sorry. This is Tahu Nova. Or sorry, just Tahu. I'm freaking out, man. This is Tahu, and he is the main Bionicle here. So he is kind of the leader, if you want to call him that. He's the Toa of Fire. As you can see here, he's got this fire sword, as my mouse is pointing to right here, and he also actually has another fire sword, I think. No, he doesn't. He's actually just floating on a rock right now, but he can do that since he's the fire one. So we're gonna go ahead and paste him into this artwork here. The next Bionicle is Gali. Now this is a girl Bionicle. It's this one here. Now as a kid, I really wanted Gali, but she was hard to get because she was a girl. So yeah, she's blue. She comes with 2 hook hands, hooker, so she would be the hooker, and a transparent mask, which was all the rage. I remember back when I was a young boy, there was this kid who had Gali, and we were playing at the baseball diamond. They were playing, I was just watching. But like, he threw her all the way up and she hooked onto the baseball diamond, like the metal frame or whatever, and she actually got stuck there and he started crying a lot. So we're gonna copy that and paste it here. He used to bully me. The next one is Pohatu. Now this guy's not a great one. As you can see here, he's brown. He is the Toa of Dirt, I think, or Toa of like Earth. No, not Earth, because that's the black guy. The black one. Stone. Toe of Stone. That would mean, he is a stone here too, so I'm going to copy this image. Now, as you can see by his mask, he's really lean, and, kind of super skinny. And the reason it looks like that is if you actually look at the torso. I'm going to zoom in for you right now. This torso here is actually reversed. If you refer back to our diagram here, all of these torsos are wide at the shoulders and they go down and they're narrow towards the hips, whereas Pohatu, it's actually the opposite way. So instead of the arms moving back and forth, it's actually, the legs. So we're going to add him to our gallery here. The next one that I want to talk about is Onua. Now he is the Toa of Earth. Now he's the black guy. So this is him right here. This is actually a very good picture of Onua, and as you can see here, he has the normal body framework, and he's also got 2 claws. Now these claws are pretty sick. They let him bore through rock and whatnot. And that's what I'm kind of saying. It's kind of redundant that Pohatu exists, just due to the fact there is already somebody that can do an arguably better job, moving Earth. Either way, we're just gonna shrink him down a bit and put him here. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hey, aren't there 6 Bionicles? Yes, there are. There are 2, actually, that I haven't shown you yet. The first one is Leuwen. As you can see here, he is the green guy. Here's a very nice picture of him. So, Leuwen, here, I'm going to copy this image. He is actually a... see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, he's also kind of Earth. I get he's, like, plants and whatever, but, like, Onua could do a much better job at doing all of this, and we don't forget it. So Leuwen has an axe or some I don't even care. I'm just gonna add him to the... It's not even fair. They had too many Bionicles. They had way too many. Alright, last one's Kopaka. He's the ice dude. He's the best one, arguably. This is the Nuva form. Don't look at that. This is the thumbnail. Don't look at that. This one will work. This is a sick picture of him. It's a render or whatever. He has a sword and a shield. He can put the shield in his butt, or on his butt, and he can just slide down a mountain or something like that, I think. Great. So that's Kopaka there. Great. Now we have all the Bionicles. Now I'd like to talk to them. So, not talk to them, talk about them. So, this is Tahu. I don't know how to use paint. This one's Tahu, and he's fire, and this is water, right? Now, here's my issue. If you have a water type, right, ice, this guy is just water, but frozen, right? F for frozen. That doesn't make any sense, right? Why doesn't the water guy, water girl in my case, just like, you know, take control of all of this? We're going to pretend he doesn't exist. He doesn't need to exist. Now, let's say you have the black guy here, Onua, right? Boom, earth, E for earth, right? You don't need him because you already have somebody that does earth. And I've been saying this since day one. Nobody listens to me, right? And then you get 3. Now you have 3 Bionicles. No, you don't. You have 4. 4 is okay. So you have fire, which obviously important. You have water, obviously important to put out the fire. Earth, also important to put out the water. And greenery. Man, that's so stupid. You don't even need a... No, actually, no. You don't need green at all. You know, we don't need Liwa. L for Liwa. Simply because if you mix water and dirt, or water and earth, then you'll get a tree, right? With a seed, but you heat it up with the sun. This is what I'm talking about. Now we're getting somewhere. So you have water plus fire. WTF. That's the main thing we got to take away here, right? So the next thing that I'm going to be talking about here is the Nova, the Tato Nova specifically. So this is Tato Nova. Essentially something happened and then they all got stronger. I don't know. This is Tato Nova, and he is upgraded from the original one, so I'm actually going to put him right here side by side so you can see. Perfect. So as you can see, the head's got a bit wigglier. The body's got a lot thinner, but that may just be user error with Photoshop. Instead of 1 fire stick, he actually has 2 fire swords. Important to note they're silver, just like his matching accessories. And he can actually take both of those swords, affix them together on his foot right there, and then he can surf over the magma, which I think is pretty sex. So next we're going to be talking about Gali Nova. Now Gali is a girl, if I hadn't mentioned that before. Nobody really cares about this one. I think the whole girl thing's kind of worn off, to be quite frank with you. Here, as you can see, she has 2 fins or whatever, but I don't really care about that because she's a girl, and girls are gross. And they don't talk to me. All right, so that's Golly. That's her Nuva form right there. Now, if you think I don't care about Golly, Pohatu Nuva is a train wreck, right? So I'm actually... here's Pohatu Nuva. Now, it's actually very important to mention for Pohatu Nuva that his legs are also... he looks so silly. His legs are also, you know, same as the last one, so the torso is in reversed, which is important to note. So we're gonna put him right there above there. Next, of course, Onua. But not just Onua. Onua Nuva is who we're talking about. Now, he's pretty sick. I didn't have any of the Nuvas because of my parents' financial hardship at the time. But if you take a look here, he's a cool dude, and much like Tato Nova, he has 2 silver weapons, right? You can put them on your feet, and then you can, I guess, what, rollerblade? I don't even know what they're doing now. The last one is Leuwen Ova, right? I wasn't looking for the instructions before. That's embarrassing. Now, Leuwen Ova is my favorite Bionicle. So, as you can see here, he has 2 silver accessories, just like Tahu and Onua. But with Liwa, it's he can actually point them towards his insides and actually fly. So I think that's pretty neat. I'm gonna put him right here, just so you can see the differences between the 2. So I mean, at this point, yeah, like there's, you know, I know you're thinking that, hey, where's Kopaka Nouveau? Good question. So I actually have Kopaka all queued up, Kopaka Nouveau. Now, this is one that, again, I didn't have because of the recession, but if you take a look at this man, he's pretty cool. He was actually the ice cold character, if you will. Now, he's got a shield, and he has a staff. And I know what you're thinking, hey, where's the staff, right? It's actually in his feet. kind of like Tahu, Onua, and Liwa. And you know what? Even Gali, she can take those two silver things, put them in her feet, and flip around. Pohatu's a lost cause, to be honest with you. But yeah, just pops him in his feet, and then he can do a little slip and slide dance, whatever you need him to do. He'll get on that for you. So let me just shrink that down. Great. So now I guess that you have an idea of the basic, 6 Bionicles and their main forms. I want to introduce you to a special friend of mine, Tato Nova. This is, nope, Tato Nova. Now, Tato Nova, I know how a lot of, my viewers are probably thinking right now, hey, aren't Novas the upgraded form? Yes. But it's important to note that he only came in the upgraded form, because he was kind of a boss, if you will, good guy. So let's take Kopaka here, or Jesus Christ, I'm falling apart. Let's take Peter, Tato Nova here, and we'll just put him down there. And as you can see very clearly, he's got a staff, he's got a cool mask or whatever. Now, every good thing has to come to an end, and I mean, I've felt that multiple times. So every a good guy needs a bad guy counterpart. Now this is Makuta. Now Makuta is insane. He's a bad guy. He was actually Matanui's brother. Hey, who's Matanui, you ask? It's the island. Don't worry about it. Now, if you take a look at this artwork here, this beautiful artwork, you can see on the left side in the background, oh, that's Tato Nova's mask. Isn't that insane? That's Makuta. It's like brother and brother, but they're not. So we're going to copy this image here, and we're going to paste him, just so that, just so that, people can see him in the future, whatever. So we're going to put him down here. There we go. So these are the two guys. Now, it's very interesting to note that, when you're dealing with a good guy and a bad guy or whatever, obviously they're going to be casualties and whatever. And Tato Nova, right? So follow along. There was a stone that was about to fall and kill all, like, the Matoran. You don't need to know who those are, but it was about to kill all the Matoran, right? And Tato Nova sacrificed himself to save them, which is pretty dank of him. So if you actually look at this image that I've pulled up here, if you buy the Tato Nova set and you buy the Makuta set, you can put them together. Yeah, like they will go together for you. It's actually pretty sick. So Tato Nova comes with this like crazy bike or whatever. Makuta just comes with himself. And if you watch the movie with me, which none of you have so far, one of my friends has, but he will, this is what he looks like. Not in the actual, not in the actual, sets, because they're for children, but the movie is for adults, the adult film. It's pretty horrific, and I won't lie, I shed a tear. The next thing, I'm actually gonna add this image to our main document here. I'm just gonna shrink it down so it doesn't cover the writing of Bionicles. There we go. So the next thing I want to talk about is Nidiki and Kreka. Nidiki. Great. What? Oh, I spelled my brother's name wrong. Nidiki? Yeah, sweet. So this is one of the bad guys here. He's one of the only two bad guys that I care about. Makuta's not a bad guy. He's like the worst guy, so it doesn't matter. But wow, this looked a lot better when I was a child. Yeah, so this is Nidiki. He was a smart Spider-Man. We don't need to put him on there because I don't care enough. And then there was also Kreka, which, as you see here, he's a brute force kind of guy. And Nidiki was kind of the brains of the operation. And Kreka was the, like I said, brute force. Yeah, so kind of all in all now, you get, you have an idea at least. And I'm actually going to take grab a picture for you of Matanui. It's actually a being, fun fact. This is what he looks like, but I stopped caring about Bionicle before that. This is the island here, so I'm going to copy this image and put it into here for you. I'm actually going to do something really clever. Bionicle has the letter I in it, so I'm going to use this as the I. Smart. And yeah, so I mean, now you get a pretty solid understanding of that, and I'm actually going to do something else that's really funny. I'm gonna take another picture of an eye, and put it over the other eye. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry. I looked, oh my God. I looked up the word eye, and I was going to do a funny joke, like an actual eye, and then that didn't come up with anything. So then I typed eye graphic, and it was just like a graphic of an eye, like a drawing of an eye. And then I typed eye gross, and then oh my God. And then it showed me just a lot of pictures of like people missing eyes, you know? And that can't be a way to live. Like, seriously, what do you... Oh, my God. If you were given the choice to lose your sight, or your eyes, no, or your ears, to lose your sight or your hearing, which one would you choose? I think, oh my God. I think I'd choose my ears, because like then you can still see who's talking to you, whereas like if you couldn't see, you can only hear them, and that's a problem. You could oh my God, you couldn't listen to music though. But I mean, you could sit on a subwoofer, you can get that vibration in your body, I guess, right? Yeah, dude, oh my God, that'd be insane. What if a wizard came up to you, right? Follow along and rate and subscribe. And he said, hey, you know, you can either have, take a trip to Europe for, and he'll give you like, I don't know, $2,000 a month to spend there and to live and whatnot. Or, so that's for a year, or for an entire 10 minutes, you can be on the moon in like a spacesuit. You don't get to fly there, but you just like appear there and back. You can take a picture if you want. No one's going to believe you. Nobody is going to believe you. I think I'd take the moon, to be honest with you, man. Because like if you were to do that, right? If you were to go to Europe, $2,000 a month, anyone can make $2,000 a month, right? It's $24K a year. So you just like work more and then make more money and then go to Europe for a year. That's whatever. But like, you can't exactly work more and then just end up on the moon, you know? Unless like you're like the Musk man, but not all of us are the Musk man, sadly enough. Rate and subscribe, please. The links are in the description. Buy merch. Not my merch, just buy merch. I'm trying to think of another thing about Bionicles. Did I tell you about their silver armor? Okay, let me talk about this then, right? Because who would win between, let's say, Kopaka, this ice guy here, and Leuwen, the green dude here? Oh my God. I think See, it's tough. It's tough. Because, like, it depends where they're battling, right? So if they were in the jungle, Leuwen, hands down. Whereas if they were in the, you know, snow-covered area of, I think, Nui or whatever that, the white person place is called. Jesus Christ. The white person place. It's Poland. No, so wherever that is, you know, they'd all obviously have the benefit of their respective terrain. I would say that if it's just, let's say, a desert, kind of like Pohatu's stomping grounds, just like flat earth, whatever, neutral temperature, I'd probably say Kopaka would win, just because like he could probably like generate some sort of ice wall to block himself in, and like Leuwen couldn't really do anything about that. Like, he's just armed with an axe. There's not much he can do there. And then Kopaka could like, oh no, but what if Leuwen like wraps vines around all that? And then like, I'd still say Kopaka because he's a shield too. If we're doing Tahu and Golly, it's obvious. Tahu is the, you know, fire extinguishes water kind of thing. But at the same time, you know, she's a girl and like she's the sister. But and he wouldn't want to hurt her, because she kind of kept the group together in times of duress. And I think that's really important, that even though physically maybe she isn't the strongest of the 6 original Bionicles, she still has that ability to kind of like talk to them and whatnot, and get them to come together. There was if I'm talking Onua and Pohatu, it's Onua hands down, because Onua could just go under the earth and like dig a giant hole, like leaving the top unbreached, and then breach the top by setting a trap or something, and then breaking it with his giant like big fist, and then Pohatu would fall in and die. I don't know if they can die, like they're Lego. Well, I mean, if you look at all of them, they all have like glowing eyes, like blue eyes, red eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, yellow eyes, red eyes. Yeah, they all have colored eyes, and I think when they put on their mask, like, I think that's like, I think that's what gives them their power or something. Because there was some scene, I don't even remember, it was like years ago that I watched it, where like Tahu took off his mask and it was a big deal or something. I don't even know. Yeah, it was really intense when Tato Nova kind of like sacrificed himself, because I think what happened was he got into the fight with Makuta. They both fell into a vat, and then the the Toa were able to run away and seek shelter, and then Tato Nova was coming out for them, and then they did this reveal, like they merged together in the vat, like Two-Face from Batman, and then he was like, because he was good and bad. Those are my good and bad voices. And then, yeah, that's, and then the giant stone wall crushed him to death. Oh, shoot. I think I spoiled the movie for you. Oh, god damn. Alright, well, if you do want to watch it, it's still a worthwhile watch. They play Golly, which is, essentially soccer, but with, like, sticks, because that was huge in the Bionicle universe for some reason. It's totally canon, don't worry. Man, see, I miss Bionicle, because, like, I miss Vine, too, but, like, Bionicle more so. Yeah, because, like, they came out with such lore behind them, and, like, that's cool. We need that, like, being able to figure out, like, each of these guys, knowing their backstory. And I could go on for an entire hour, but I have to go to the gym. But, like, yeah, there's so much going on in each of these guys, and they all have, like, detailed pasts and lore and whatnot. But I feel like toys these days don't have that. I mean, I don't buy toys anymore, but like, I feel like toys need that, because, like, nowadays people are just buying things like, oh, it looks cool, whatever. But, like, no, like, learn, right? You have the internet, kids, like, research things. I don't know, man. When I was younger, I used to play this game. We had beanbags in the basement. My younger brother and I, we used to jump off these 2 beds we had downstairs from my grandparents when they used to stay with us. And we used to jump off them and, like, slide across the beanbag and then fall. And we called that, like, Tato Nova surfing or something. And then we had another one, which was when we jump off the beds and do the exact same thing but on our tummies. And that would be, like, Leuwen Ova fly gliding or something. And something important to note about Lee was he actually always mixed words together, like quick fly or high jump. It was just part of his personality. If we're getting into personalities real quick, if you have the time, Kopaka, obviously, ice cold dude. He doesn't really care much for, friendship and working with the other Toa, but at the end of the day, he realizes that they need to work together, and I think that's a good analogy for life. Tahu, bold, brash, he's the main leader. Kind of everything you'd expect. Think of him as like a Simba from The Lion King. Gali, super peaceful girl, chill. Like, I'd hang out with her. I don't even care. She was nice. She's a voice of reason, if you will. Pohatu, Onua. Onua was, kind of, Okay, I'll be honest, I don't remember much about Onua. My head's full of rocks right now. But yeah, no, Onua was a cool dude. Tato Nova, I remember him being great. He reminded me of Elijah Wood, the guy from Spy Kids 3, 3D Game Over. That was pretty cool. Makuta was bad. He reminded me of Scar from The Lion King. And yeah, I mean, they all had their different personalities, but they were able to work together. It was really cool. The origin of all of these guys, I believe, the first frame of the first comic, and I mean, I don't read comics, but that's what I remember. Tato Nova, or Tahu, I'm so sorry. Tahu, he comes out of a canister, he just washes up on a shore, and that's how it begins, and he just wants to find answers. And it was really cool because the original 6 Bionicles, they came in the exact kind of containers that they washed up on shore. So the children were feeling more so that they wanted to keep all of these different containers and whatnot. And I think that's really important, just to be like, it helps with resale value. And I mean, I sold my Bionicles I think last year for like $2 because they were in great condition, because I take care of my things. Yeah, like, I don't know, I think it's important to have that. Kids are weird though. I wouldn't tell my kids that like toys exist, because then you gotta buy them those, and they're like, oh, I want a game cube. No, it's a thing. Game sphere, like in the future, or like an Xbox 10 or whatever. I don't know. Like, you don't need that. Just have a toy, or make your own toys, right? I'd teach him. I'd be a good dad. I'd teach him things. I'd teach him not to get a normal job. Because I mean, I think everyone right now is working a normal job for the most part. Like 99 point something% of people are. And, if you're raised thinking something, it would make sense that you would believe that, right? Think about like if you were brought up in like, I don't know, like the Dark Ages into like a Roman Catholic family, what are the chances that you'd be an atheist? Slim to none, right? So, seeing as though most people in the world are average in terms of like wealth, or maybe they don't like their job or something, I feel like if you're raised by people like that, you're going to be like that. And then that's just a self-perpetuating cycle that'll go on forever. And you need to kind of break the chain. And that's why, like, I'm an advocate for anyone starting their own business. I think that's super important. And it was actually kind of funny. I know the guy who was the president of Lego at the time, who actually put the Bionicle shoes onto market, which, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but my feet were adorned in those things since day one. I had no friends, but I had those Bionicle shoes. It was hard to get them, though. I was like 20 at the time. That's not true. Yeah, so I mean, now you have a bit of an idea of my thoughts on the original 6 Bionicle and then the 6 reiterations on them. If I were to rank them real quick in terms of their just general, some amalgamation between the Novas and the normal ones, the Mata, I'd say Kopaka is my favorite, and then Liwa, and then Tahu, and then Onua, then Gali, then Pohatu. Yeah, because, I mean, no one wants Pohatu. Yeah, it was actually funny. I was looking at some old pictures the other day, and I found a picture of me at Disney World, at Legoland, or Disneyland, I don't know. Legoland specifically, though. I think it was in California. And I was standing outside the Bionicle exhibit holding some replica Bionicle hand. Looks kind of like Tahu's hand in this image right here. But yeah, so I was doing that, and then in the background, I think it was like only Kopaka, or only Pohatu's left in canisters because no one wanted them. Because they came with a ball, and you're a kid, you'll lose that ball in a heartbeat. Everyone else is there. There weren't extra stuff. Everything would just kind of hold on to them. But they didn't have something where you could like affix the ball to Pohatu's back, which kind of sucked. Yeah, I think that was a design flaw to begin with. Or maybe it was something like, if the kids lose the ball, maybe the parents will buy them a new one. Either way, these people, Greg Varshty, was actually the main guy who invented Bionicle, I think, or at least wrote the comics. He Yeah, he's not doing too hot now. I tweeted at him. He's got like 20 followers. Nobody knows who he is, but I know who he is. And yeah, that's an half an hour unprepared speech on the original 6 Bionicles and their iterations. Take care.